What's up, guys? It's been a little bit since my last pickup video, so I accumulated a little bit of stuff. I figured I could show you, and then after that, I wanted to show you a little project that I've been working on. All right, so I have a connection locally here in Jersey of an old school arcade operator that has a warehouse full of just arcade cabinets and just boards galore, boards everywhere. I've done a few videos where I picked up some really nice gems for, you know, nearly nothing. Crazy Taxi, Marvel's Capcom 2, like tons of Naomi GD ROMs, CPS2 games, MVS carts. I've done countless videos on this stuff, but he gave me a call on Monday. I was at work, and he calls me and he says, hey man, I have to move out of my storage unit, so if you'd like, I'm going through all my stuff. If you'd like to come over today, you know, you could go through it and pick up what you want. Now, the reason why I was so excited about this is because he has so much shit that it's really impossible for me to go through it all at one shot. It really is. Like, I went there one day, I dug through, you know, one wall, and I found amazing things. I went there another day, I went through another wall, I found countless things. But you got to understand that he just throws these boards in there on top of each other. It's not well protected from the elements, so a lot of stuff is rusted, rain damage, corroded, horrible shape, all of it. So it's really more of a reason for me to get it out of there because I know it's just gonna die. So I basically just left work. I was like, boss, I gotta go, you know, this and that. I just left. It took a half a day, and I ran over to this guy. He's about 45 minutes away. And I spent the day helping him clear out this unit. Even the whole half day, I still didn't get through. I probably only went through like 25% of this thing. It's a lot of shit. But nonetheless, I put a pile together of all the stuff I wanted, and I said, "How much do you want for all this stuff?" And he thought about it. He said $80. And I said to him, I said, "Look, man, I found trace damage on a lot of the boards. A lot of them were just, I knew didn't work from the beginning, but I still wanted them." So I kind of pointed out the flaws, and you know, I made a few excuses. I talked them down to $60, and I got a bunch of stuff. Now, a lot of the stuff I got, I don't even have anymore because I've sold it and profited off of it. The stuff I sold was, I sold 2 GD-ROM drives and a Sega Naomi motherboard. So that stuff I don't have to show you, but that was included in that $60. Also included in that $60 is this game right here, which you're looking at. This is Killer Instinct 2 for the arcade cabinet. It's JAMA, and it's rare, man. This game is a few $100s to say the least. And I saw it, and I was, you know, trying to keep my composure. I was like, how much for this one, man? And I threw it in with a lot, so I got it with everything else for $60, which is a hell of a deal. And surprisingly, I hooked it up, and it works. Really quickly, the cool thing about this board, which is kind of unique, it's made by Midway, and if you take a look, you'll see that it's JAMA, but it also has a hard drive, and without the hard drive, the game's not going to work. They have a hack out where you could use you could change one of the EEPROM chips and then run it through a carbon flash memory instead of the hard drive, because you know hard drives fail over time, so they did that. But originally it came like this, which is really nice. It still has the warranty stickers. It's never been opened, and surprisingly, it works. So that was really nice. That was a great surprise. So yeah, I got the Killer Instinct 2, which you know you're seeing. It requires a unique Midway kick harness, which is the same for the Mortal Kombat. So I only have the 3 buttons right now, but I'm gonna work on getting the 6 buttons eventually. I'm probably gonna wire up CPS2 to Midway kick harness adapter. But anyway, I got that. Then I was digging through, and I saw a board that said Rising. Now, I immediately got like hard because Rising is probably my second favorite company as far as shmups go. They make Armed Police Batrider, countless other amazing shmups. Anyway, a lot of the a lot of the employees from Rising went over to Cave after Rising. But anyway, I got this board here, which, as you can see, says right there, Rising. And then I noticed the sticker, and it says Beasterizer. Now, Beasterizer sucks ass. It's a horrible, horrible game, but it's comedic. It's got a lot of funny humor to it, and it's a fighting game. It's out there in a class of its own. So I said, what the hell, threw it in the pile. So I picked up Beasterizer for the Gem arcade cabinet. I'll definitely do gameplay video on this. Not that it's going to be good, but it's interesting. So I got that. The next board I picked up is this big beast right here. Now, I had no idea what this board was when I found it and I took it home. I had no idea. Because, you know, I'm not going to go on my phone, my iPhone, and do research in front of them and make them think that it's a gem. So, you know, I keep my cool. I check it when I get home. Now, a few things I noticed that caused me to buy this board. All these EEPROMs here, I don't know if you could see it, but they all say SNK. Every single one of them. So, I thought, you know, that's probably worth picking up. It looks old and it looks beat up and rusted and just like skunks and probably squirrels were fucking and shitting all over this board. But I just had to get it out, so I threw it in the pile. Got it home, plugged it in. Doesn't work. It doesn't show any video, and the audio is just garbled to hell. So I started doing research, running the serial numbers, and I ended up finding out that it's Time Soldiers for the arcade system. Time Soldiers is a really cool vertical run and gun style game. It's sort of like, what's it called, Ninja Commando for the Neo Geo. A little bit like that, but more 80s style. Awesome game, and I am currently in the process of trying to fix it, but I'm not going to hold my breath with this one. Alright, next one I got was this board right here. Now, this board, I didn't know what it was when I bought it, just like that one, but I did notice that it says down here, made in Japan. So I figured if it's made in Japan, it's possibly something good. And then I noticed here it says Seikyo. Now, Seikyo arcade games are known to be shmups and good shmups. So I got this one. I took it home, and I plugged it in. So I plug it in, and it doesn't work. It works, but it's got glitchy graphics. The sound works, and the game plays, but it's got extremely glitchy graphics. I'm in the middle of talking with Retro Repair on how to fix it, because I think there's trace damage I noticed on this side. So I'm working on fixing this one, but it ends up to be Strikers 1945. So this is a board I would love to revive. I love the Striker series, and this is a great one. So let's hope I could get it running. The last thing I convinced them to throw in for the $60, which included Beasterizer, Mortal Kombat 2, Strikers 1945, Time Soldiers, Naomi motherboard, and 2 GD-ROMs for 60 bucks, is this arcade gun here. This is made by Hap, and it's got the recoil vibrating mechanism in it, I believe, and it's in great condition. Just get a good look at this here. It's got all the wires, so I just gotta get. I think I could just get a shooting game that's compatible with this, and then play it on my cabinet. But I have no idea. I'll do some research on it. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Either way, even if I never use it, it's just fucking cool to have. So I took this. Alright, so that's it for the arcade pickups since my last video. Actually, there's a few more things. He's also got piles and piles of artwork, marquees, arcade move strips, all that shit. And for some reason, he believes it's worth a lot of money, so I try to gear away from it unless it's something like a Neo marquee of something rare or something like that. But I'm always looking to add some beef and broccoli to my walls. I saw this, and I had him included in. It's the original US version, I believe, of the SVC Chaos Capcom vs. SNK marquee. So that's really cool. Got that. And then I also got 2 move strips here. I took Marvel vs. Street Fighter move strip, pretty good condition. Pretty good condition there. And then the last one, which I snatched just because I know the rarity of this stuff, is the Third Strike Directions move strip thingy majig. This one's got a little bit of, you know, tape residue, but nonetheless, this is cool. You know, nice little addition when I get my Third Strike JAMA game. Throw that in there. All right, so that's it for the arcade stuff. I got one other thing, which is really cool. A funny story behind this is I have a friend named Joe. He always comes. I play fighting games, arcade games with him more than anyone else. And he always complains about the arcade sticks that I have. They're all Japanese, and he doesn't like the way they angle and the way they feel all loose with the stick. He can't change his likeness for the stick. You know, him and I always grew up playing American style cabinets at the arcades, American hap joysticks, hap buttons. So I saw this on the auctions and I kind of just bought it for him. It's going to stay at my house, but it's going to be modified for him. And what it is the Street Fighter 15th Anniversary Edition arcade stick here. This thing's pretty cool. It has a back panel here which opens. You can hide the controller. It's wired up for the PS2 and the Xbox One, but I'm going to modify it for probably the PS3, so that way, you know, he could not complain when I beat his ass in Street Fighter. I bought all hap buttons and a hap stick. I'm gonna replace all this stuff eventually, but I'm in the middle of a few things. But nonetheless, this is a nice little addition to my arcade stick collection. I also got it. I also got it with the box, which is pretty cool. It's a little beat up, but it's still the box. And inside is the manual. Is this thing open? Oh, there we go. Get in there, you motherfucker. And then it came with this giant poster here, which is definitely going up on my wall. It's a little bent up, but whatever. I mean, it's huge. It's got all the Street Fighter characters on it, and it's cool. So that is, I believe, everything I picked up recently. Yeah, I'm not missing anything. So that's it. Alright, now before I show you what I've been working on as far as projects, if you recall, for my loyal and old subscribers, about 8.5 months ago I did a video on my FM Towns car Marty. I got this thing untested for a nice deal, and I never see them for sale ever because I know how rare they are. So I took the chance and I bought it. It's been sitting on my shelf for 9 months. Now, I put it right by my door. So every time I leave, every time I come in, I always see the FM car Marty, and I'm always thinking, you know, the day's gonna come where I wanna try to modify this thing to work on my home television, because if you guys don't know, the FM Towns car Marty was released for your vehicle in Japan. It was only really made for your car, and it doesn't have any kind of video or audio jacks, you know, standard that are going to plug into your home television. It's really made for your car. It was made for navigation, and it was made to play games in your car with an additional monitor that you could buy. And all the wires that came with it out of the box were for your car, hooking it up to your dashboard, all that shit. So I was never able to test it or even know if it worked or get it to work on the TV. So finally I ordered everything I would need to possibly get this thing to work on the TV. First thing I bought was a power supply, which was hard to find on itself because it uses a really rare amperage. So it took quite a while to find a good power supply that'll actually even turn this thing on. So I get the power supply and I plug it in and it turns on. So at this point I'm like, wow man, this is great. I'm gonna finally get to you know, have a chance at getting the FM car Marty to work on the TV. So I dug into it this week, and finally, after countless hours and trial and error, I got it to where I'm ready to show you. So let's do it. Alright. Let me just fix this tripod. Give me 1 second. Almost done, almost done. Alright. Alright, so here's the FM Towns car Marty. Now, when I first got the AC adapter, I plugged it in and I tried to feed it a CD. It would not accept the CD, so I was like, fuck, that sucks. So before I bought anything, I did some repairs on the CD drive. It didn't need much, but it needed some lubricant and it needed to be cleaned. The lens needed to be cleaned, and that's basically it. After that, it started spinning the CD. So I ordered a composite, S-Video, and a project box. I was able to locate the S-Video Chroma and Luma. I was also able to locate composite video and left and right audio. I would not have been able to do this if it was not for Super Deadite. So I want to thank him right now for sending me some information on where to locate that stuff, because there's no information on the web, and without him I would have never ever been able to do it. So thanks, Super Deadite. So after I did all that, I opened it up and I started trying to figure out how I could mount the jacks. There's zero space inside of this thing. So what I did was I bought this project box from Radio Shack, and I ran all the wires inside, and I very neatly and very short ran them up. I poked a hole in the car Marty, and I poked a hole in this project box, and so it goes through both, and I screwed the project box onto this thing, so it's very, very sturdy. It's not going anywhere. And then I ran the wires through it and I soldered everything up. It works great. So let's test it out. Let me show you how it works. Now the S-Video, you might be wondering real quick why I'm not using the S-Video. Well, sadly, the S-Video is giving me a few issues. It's not showing a perfectly clear picture. It's scrolling and it's dark, black, and gray. This is definitely most likely, I believe, to be because I think I need to attach a certain amount of resistors and capacitors to the Lume and Chroma lines, but since there's no information on the web, it's really hard for me to just guess. Because when I did the Sega Genesis Model 3 S-Video mod, I needed to do that. So I'm assuming I need to boost the signal somehow. But luckily, the composite works right, straight to the board, and the audio works straight to the board as well. So I'm going to leave this in here and wire it up once I get more information. But let's test it out real quick. Let me just put this tripod back down. As always, I'm horrible at shooting video, but whatever. Alright, so like I said, FM Towns car Marty running through composite and composite audio, left and right audio, RCA jacks, to my Commodore monitor. Let's plug it in and see what happens. Alright, here we go. So as you can see, it says Car Marty Fujitsu 10, which is cool. And you got your infamous FM Towns dashboard, very similar to the FM Towns Marty. And it just sort of sits here in this beautiful music and graphic. Alright, so let's pop in a game here. It's really cool the way this thing loads a disc. I have Image Fight here on backup, so let's pop this in, and goes in automatically, really nice. And it works. Loading in, no problems. And there it is, image fight. You just hook up a controller here. This game is tough as balls, but you can also, you know, turn auto shot on, stretch it a little bit. It looks amazing in composite, you know. I wish it worked in S-Video, but I'm not going to give up on it. I literally suck at this game. I can't even get past like 30 seconds. And I died. And they start you back all the way at the beginning. It's so brutal. Alright, let's just give it one more go here and then I'll turn it off. You can also change your speeds, which is what I'm doing to move faster. You can go into hyperdrive, which is just crazy. And I'm dead. Alright guys. So yeah, I just wanted to show you my modification. Finally finished, well, 90% finished. I still have to do the S-Video. I have the chroma and luma and ground lines already in here, so as soon as I can figure out the right amount of resistors or capacitors that I need to use in order to get the quality up to par, you know, it's just going to sit in there for now, but it's pretty much ready to go. So yeah, alright, I'm done rambling and showing you what I got, so I guess I'm going to end the video, but thanks for watching, and yep, if you have any comments, questions, leave them below. I'm always glad to read them and respond. Thanks for watching. Take care.